Welcome back to everybody, 2025. Happy New Year to everybody. Sorry we didn't do any videos after late drilling in end of October and that. We just got really busy and then Christmas fell and everything. So we're going to start the new year off as we mean to carry on. So we'll try and do one a week now for the rest of the year. Hope you all had a good Christmas and a happy new year. We thought we'd do, to start the year off, we'd do a bit of a tour of the yard and machinery. Because we're just, well, some of it we've finished, some of the machines we've finished maintaining now, and others we'll be getting through as the spring goes on. So here we've got one of the Samson PG 28s. We've obviously had a really good wash. All the wheels have come off the machine, checked all the brakes, wheel bearings. We've done some hydraulic hoses that were perished and the wires were showing because the digestate just eats through them. And then we've got a few little bits to do, but we're just waiting on some parts to turn up from Denmark, from Samson, which are stuck in customs at the moment. But as far as this one's concerned, it can go to work. We've just got a few little bits left to do. On the other PG that we've got, which is over the other side of the yard at the moment, that's got quite a bit of work to do, which we're waiting on a pallet of spares to turn up for that. So yeah, basically the whole of December the boys have been in the yard sorting bits and pieces out. We're just generally getting everything sorted. This here is the new to us Diamond 11 8-furrow plow. We had to get a new piston for this ram here and have it resealed because it was pissing oil out of it. Basically, when the plough turns over, stones and soil drop on here and chip the chrome ram. So we've had to put a new one on because it wrecked the seal. So what we're doing now currently in the workshop is just building a guard to go over it to protect it, which I know the new Diamond 16s have now. Is a guard over there to protect that ram. So yeah, as the spring goes on, we'll carry on doing bits and pieces. As you can see, it's quite muddy here still from the wash bay because we're still washing things off. And the loader's at another farm loading out corn, so we haven't actually got it back to have a good scrape up and a clean up yet, but we will do. So if we walk on, so this is a new purchase for 2025, although it's new to us, it's second hand. The old AICC trailer, box trailer, we're going to use it for spares. So it's got a lockable roller shutter door on the back of it, and we'll just carry spares in it for the cultivation team in the summer. So it's all in the dry and locked away at night as well. And we can take it to each farm, between farms. You know, we can carry all the metal for ploughs, subsoilers, Terrano, drills, etc. And as we move on through the summer and through the autumn, we can change the spares out to what machines we're using. So that was just a bit of an add-on. It was a cheap trailer, so yeah, it'll just make a bit of difference to the boys having all their bits and pieces dry in the summer when you're on different farms, because a lot of farms we do, either the sheds have been rented out for commercial use, so we have to sort of make do outside. So that was the reason for the purchase of this trailer. And just next to it over here, we've got our tram spread engine pump, which has got a HD35 Doda pump on it. It's fully remote control. You can use it from here, and then we also have a screen in the tractor for when brother's spreading with the Veenhouse, or we use it on the other umbilical, just a straight dribble bar. You can return slurry back to the lagoon, and yeah, it pumps in, can send air down from the tractor, send the ball down, everything, and it's all fully remote control through this, and then it's got a flow meter on as well, so you can say to the driver can see what the pump's giving out to what they're receiving, and that can tell you if you've got a massive difference of, like, you know, 10 to 30 cube difference from the pump to the spreading tractor, means you got a hole in the pipe somewhere. And then this little Honda engine on the side, which my brother's just sorting out at the minute, is a primer. So it sucks the before you, because obviously these need to be primed before they'll actually suck. So this will suck digestate or slurry up into the pump to then be able to send it on down the line, sort of thing. So yeah, he's just doing some alterations to this because this shaft broke, so he's just on with repairing that at the minute. Then next to us we've got a van. Unfortunately the engine's gone pop on this van, so we've brought it back to the yard. We'll be selling it as spares and repairs. We tend to spend like sort of 1,500 quid on vans, and then they tend to last us like 3 or 4 years. What we tend to do is in the back of them is we'll if you come over here, Matthew, is they've got a sliding door on them, and we put a 450 litre diesel tank, and it's got 50 litres of AdBlue on top, and then bolt down a sliding drawer toolbox. Luckily this one's actually locked, so the boys are fully sort of equipped with tools and diesel and everything for when they go to jobs. So yeah. Then over in the shed here, we've got the 8 metre Verdostat and the 6 metre there. The 6 metre will have the rapid lift put back on it, because the first job for that in the summer will be drilling oilseed rape, and we tend to drill our oilseed rape with the rapid lift, so which is on 500mm spacings, which you saw on one of the summer videos. So that'll have the drawbar taken off, rapid lift put on, ready for planting OSR in end of July, August time. And then the 8 metre will just be gone through, ready for autumn drilling next year for drilling barley and wheat. So yeah, that's the crack. And then we've got the 2 Bowsers, the Bailey Bowsers, one's black, one's green. We've got 2,000 litre with, the green one is, with 250 of AdBlue, and then 2,000 litre just straight diesel is the other one. And then next to it we've got the big diesel tank, which is 37,000 litres twin pump for fast filling of Bowsers, you know, tractor towed ones or the pickup truck towed ones, and then 3,000 litres of AdBlue. So yeah, and then we've got, well, the S4 939s that used to be a spreading tractor, which has now been demoted to the cultivation sort of farming side of it, ready on the 7-furrow plough for tomorrow morning on the frost. So, and then we've got the combi is still on this 939, because we've got about another 10 hectares of wheat to put in for someone. So we're going to do that on the frost. Yeah. And then we got the chaser bins just here. This has mostly been gone through. We've just got to put a new PTO guard on the shaft, and then this will be ready for the coming season. This is the 942, which has been washed down. This one's actually going on the Sumo tomorrow morning just to pull through some beet heaps. Then we got 7,000 litre, 7,500 litre tractor towed, just straight diesel Bowser. There's the rapid lift behind, which will be going back onto the 6 metre, and then the 10,000 litre with 1,000 litres of AdBlue on the back of it. These have just got to come in the workshop and have brakes checked on them, make sure all the pumps are good. Yeah, and be stocked up with AdBlue somewhere in the next few months. And then we got the 3.5 metre Sumo subsoiler. That's just had all new metal on it, new wings. They've all got tungsten on them and points. All just had all the lights done, rewired on them because they were pulled out. This is another broken van that is going for spares and repairs. Then we've got an arrangement of wheels. These are for going on the new 728s that are going to come in February. These are for maize. So when we use the Rotamax, we dual up the tractor as well, so they runs up the rows of maize without flattening them when we're applying digestate on post stem to the maize. And then we got some 900s here and some 750s to go on the new 728s. These are just wheels that we purchased in November. and they'll go on that tractor for spreading digestate onto crops. Yeah, Sharmans are coming out to have a look at the 620 to give it an overhaul, ready for spring work. We've got some land to get ready for maize, so they'll come and give it a once over because it's on a service contract with them, so they'll just come and check and make sure everything's okay. And then this is the Veen house, Rotamax, which has still got its maize wheels on, so they'll be popped off at the end of this week, and we'll put the big 900 flotations back on there. This is the disc injector, the 12 metre disc injector on the back. So there's not actually anything to do to this. We've already went through this in July. It's now 5 years old, this machine, coming into its 6th season. So we've actually just had to order a new pipe main slurry hose for it, which is 600 meters long, which is 4.5 inches in thickness, the pipe. So I've just had to order another one of them, and that's 30 grand. So because we've got too many joiners in it now, and the downtime in changing joiners to output is too great a difference now, so we need a new pipe on just to keep the efficiency of, you know, what we're pumping per hour. And through that we'd tend to do about 160, 170 cubes an hour with it safely. Just means that there's not as much pressure in the pipe and potentially causing explosions. So yeah, so that'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. We're just again waiting on a new pipe to come from Veenhouse. So that'll be coming into the country in the next few days, hopefully. And then we got the rakes here. These there's not a lot to do to these, to be fair. They haven't had a lot of use in the last couple of years because we've had quite dry summers. I think they've only done about 400 acres between the two, 400-500 acres between the two in the last couple of years, just because we've had pretty good summers. So, and then this is our K2 pusher. It's an 1800. It's got weigh cells, air brakes, steering axle. So yeah, it's a fair bit of kit. The reason we bought this is because it's grain tight, and also we can haul compost with it, silage, everything. It's got the rollover sheet from front to back, which is more of a net than a sheet, should I say. It's just to stop any like maize, grass, you know, composts and the likes going on the road. And then we've got our other PG. This is the one that I said it has got to have quite a bit of work to do it. It's done 600,000 cube now in 4 years. It's got to have a whole new front propeller system. All this new box and everything's got to be changed because it's all worn out inside, which is from spread to fill. It's got a flap in it. It's all worn out. So we've got to change all this to make sure that it's right for the spreading season. Yeah, so that's the crack there, if you know what I mean. You've got a puncher to sort out, and then we've got the two Heath chasers as well. They're to be gone through, but they're through Genesis Biomass, my other company. So that'll be sorted out through the season as we go on. As long as they're ready before the summer, that's the main thing. We'll probably hit those in March, to be fair. Yeah, all the rest of the machinery isn't here, unfortunately. We've got a quad track on a springtime cultivator ready to pull a bit of ground, ready for beet. We had it subsoiled and Turanoed in the autumn, and we just want to level it off now on the frost if we get a chance in the next few days. So that's sat on a farm. The combine's over where I live in Burwell in a shed. JCB's over there, so's the sprayer. So we haven't got everything in the yard, and we've currently got two tractors just out, 939 and 828. They're both out, just hauling a bit of slurry from AD plants into lagoons. So they're busy on, and then we've got another 828 on hedge trimming. So yeah, it's a big thing, hedge trimming for us. We can probably nearly do 1,000 hours of hedge trimming a year just on ground that we farm, either for other people or what we rent. So the other hedge trimmer's just got a shaft gone, the main shaft from the gearbox into the rotor at the minute. So that's why that one's not on. And then Ian's also out on the 820. He's topping some stewardship schemes for a customer today. So yeah, that's what they're busy on. Then we got the furrow press over there. That's all been gone through, ready to go. Once we've finished with sheep grazing, the NZs, they've had a good wash off. They've been checked for points and everything, so this should be ready to go as and when we need to in the spring. So yeah, and then we got a couple of rollers there to put on the 5 metre power harrow, where we just took them off in the autumn because we didn't want the power harrow on, we wanted to leave it fluffy, didn't want it packed back down, so we just held the power harrow on the arms and took the rollers off, and it did a far better job. So yeah, that's the crack. So also today we're continuing the machinery tour, and this is something we acquired in December from AgriLink, the CFMMOTO 1000cc. It's 4-wheel drive, got diff lock, got a winch on the front of it, fully tippable back, which is manual, it's not electric, but you just pull this lever here and it goes up on its own. And then the tailgate opens as well. It's fully road legal, got a number plate, although it's dirty at the minute, I need to clean it off. And it's got a tow bar on it, full LED lights, brake lights, indicators, everything, fully enclosed cab on it, wing mirrors, door either side with electric windows. If I turn the ignition on, you'll be able to see the full electric windows, heated seats. It's got 3 seats in it, although that one's pulled forward at the minute. It's got a heater. I say heated seats, it's got a heater in it, rear mirror, it's got electric window wiper with screen wash, 2 speeds, high and low, and then you've got an electric 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive with diff lock, which is very good, obviously a handbrake, and it's, as I say, it's fully road legal. It does 45 miles an hour on the road. It's pretty nippy. It's also got its own winch, which I don't know whether we'll use that much, but it's got an electric fob for it to use the winch in and out, so if you was to ever get stuck on it. But no, we're very, very pleased with it. The reason for choosing the CFMMOTO is because AgriLink was selling them. We do a lot with AgriLink with spare parts for wearing metal and everything, but this, as it stands here, was £16,500 brand new, fully spec'd as it is. With the big tyres. The only thing we're waiting for now is some extra mud flaps and that for it, just to save it getting so dirty. The reason for buying it was because with the sheep job, it's good for carrying the batteries round. You can get round in this type of weather. It's warm. You're not getting freezing cold on a quad bike or anything. And obviously, because you've got the back of it, if there's any dead stock, you can put them in the back and then bring them back to the yard here to go off in the skip. And also, the equivalent machine was £37,000, which was a John Deere Gator, which was its rival machine, to this same spec, so at 16.5 grand, and it's got 2 years full warranty on it through CFMMOTO, which will come through AgriLink. It's petrol, not diesel, but that's not a problem. I mean, you know, we can buy 1,000 litres or 500 litres of petrol and keep on farm, or we'll just go and jerry cans, or if we're passing a petrol station, just fill it up then. It's been very good on fuel. We've only used 40 quid so far to do, well, still got the tank, part of the tank left, and it's done 140 miles all off-road, bit on the road as well. Yeah, no, we're cracking machine, very pleased with it, and would recommend other people looking at it. What we're going to do is, in the back here, at the moment we've got a trailed Avidexer, so what we're going to do is make a skid unit to go in the back of it, to put the 12 metre Avidexer in the back here, and then also we'll mount on 2 twin stocks slug pellet spinners in the back, so we can spread slug pellets to 36 metres up and down the tram lines. And yeah, and then we've got a demount sprayer as well, which we'll put in the back for doing grass margins or doing any work on any of our SFI or countryside stewardship plots or margins around the outside of fields where we need to control weeds in them. So that was the reason for the purchase, and we've been very, very pleased with it. So if you want to either demo one or purchase one, speak to AgriLink at Bourne or Thaxted, Peter Gilder or Carl at Bourne. Those are the two people you need to speak to if you want to demo one or purchase one. But I'd seriously recommend it. We've had no problems with it. Admittedly, we've only had it a month, but I've had no problems with it whatsoever. The build quality of it is very good. I'm very happy with the build quality, and it's done everything that they said it'd do so far. So I've got no complaints at all. Also, this is where the sprayer's kept at the moment. You've all seen the Rogator already. So it just needs a wash when it goes into its spring work. Didn't want to wash it this time of year with it being so cold and just sitting in a shed. So we've left it as it is, but yeah, in a previous video in October or September, one of them, you saw us working, but we've been, again, very happy with this. This is backed up by Crawford's and purchased through Crawford's. It came off of a local farm near to us, AWT Farm Services. And it was very well looked after by the previous operator. And touch wood, we've had no dramas with it whatsoever so far as well, which has been good. This is just the grain store we use. It's a bit muddy here now on the floor where I've been coming in and out with a gator, but this will all get cleaned out pre-harvest, ready for putting more wheat back in it. And then we've just got the 820 over here, which we're this afternoon going to couple up on the Bunning muck spreader. This is the little pocket rocket, as we call it, just in the shed over here. She's on an 09 plate. Again, bought that with 5,100 hours on from Crawford's, 41,000 about 4 years ago, and it's now done 11,000 hours. Cracking tractor, does everything we want it to do. We use it for hedge trimming, slurry pumping, muck spreading, carting corn, rolling, all sorts of things really. 3-metre sumo, and it's a very, very handy tractor. As you can see next to it, we've got 120 tonnes of fertiliser stacked in this shed ready, which will be applied in February, March and April. But yeah, here she is. This is sort of a bulletproof tractor, this one. We love it.